Hello, everyone. My name is Wayman Hayes. I'm the director here at Focus Hope, Early Learning and Youth Development. Today, we're going to have some wonderful conversations, and I'm glad to see everyone here joining us. A little bit about myself. I am the director at Focus Hope, where I'm charged to provide service to the entire family. When I say the entire family, pregnant moms, fathers, uncles, grandparents, nieces, nephew, the whole entire community. On our Focus Hope campus, we offer early learning services, youth development service. We provide food to 44,000 seniors, as well as we advocate for individuals, as well as we provide a wonderful workforce program. I'm going to the first slide. The second slide. This is me. This is my information. If you want to learn more, you can reach me at this right here. Third slide. My greatest work. These are my babies right here. My baby girl, Keela. My three wonderful young men, Wayman, Jr., Cameron, and Ryan. I have three oldest daughters as well. I had at a younger age, but these are my pride and joy that I had after I completed receiving degrees and was able to focus more on parenthood. Ready for the next slide. So we're going to talk about voting and why it's important a little bit. We're not here to tell individuals who to vote for or who not to vote for. We're going to talk about, as far as men, why it's important for men to get out and vote. Not only men, but women as well, but we need our men to get out and vote as well. Next slide. As you can see the statistics here, the turnout by sex and age. In 2020, 68 women eligible to vote voted. It was higher than men, which only 65% of men turned out and voted. In 2016, we had 64% of women voted and 54% of men voted. You can see the breakout by the age group of men and women that did turn out and vote. It's very important to get your voice out and to be heard. And we need to encourage our individuals to vote. This is where our funding comes from. This is where a lot of decisions are being made at. So as programs, individuals, it's important to get each other out there to vote and talk about the reason why they should vote, not who to vote for, because everybody had their own political platform and thought process, but just let your voice be heard to vote. Next slide. If you don't vote, your voice won't be counted. Individuals still think in this day and time, it's a lot of politics into what's taking place. I call it politics when they talk about voting. But when groups go out and vote, we can see the changes that's being made, whether people like them or not. But when we do go out there and vote in large groups, you can see some change. We had our first Black president when large groups went out and voted. When people didn't vote, we've seen some other outcomes, but really setting the tone to encourage people to vote, not only in politics, but also within sites, with also joining committees, local, inside of centers. We have elections and Head Start programs and early Head Start programs where individuals vote for committees to represent them, school boards, parent groups, really helping individuals understand to vote in every aspect when it's large groups, because who you vote for represents you as that individual. Next slide. Men and women in the United States continue to differ in voting. We still have a large turnout from women voting. In 2016, 64% of eligible Black women voted. Only 54% of eligible Black men voted. As Black individuals, we understand that people died for the right to vote. So it's very important for us to vote. Our counterparts are voting in the higher numbers. So really create platforms and helping individuals understand the importance of their voice and really voting for somebody to represent them in all aspects. Next slide. So we're going to talk about our kids as well. Planting your wisdom inside your child, then watch them grow. As parents, as caregivers, uncles, as individuals, and we're going to talk to the men for a minute. We have this old saying of, do what you're told, not what I do. We understand now our kids are watching everything we do, and they are not listening to much of what's being said, but they are paying attention to what we do. So we have to plant that seed and really nurture that seed by showing our kids different experiences and allowing them to see something different and being noticed that they're watching us. So be your child first teacher. He or she is watching you. And then we're responsible for the environment that we keep our kids around as well. No, we cannot force. I was joining the panel a little bit earlier and listened to some discussions, but we can't force men to be involved. When men don't want to be involved, I need for our women to put our kids in a better environment. Some men, we don't want to be involved in kids' lives at all. If it's a bad environment and it's toxic, keep your child from it. Because the seed we need that fertilizer. I'm not a planner at all, but we need the kids in the best environment for the kid to grow. And when I say the kid, I mean all of our kids, because they belong to all. Next slide, please. Daily regarding homes without fathers. There's a lot of fathers are missing out of our households. According to the census data, over 24 million children live apart from their biological father. And that's for a lot of different reasons why men are not involved. No, in some senses, you have individuals say that women was taught and little girls learned at a young age how to parent. I heard that as part as well, that women are being taught. But that's somewhat true in some way not. Women have baby dolls where they play how to change the diaper, feeding the child. They are taught how to be nurturers. Boys are taught how to build and run and jump and play with bugs. And we make excuses for some of our boys' behavior, and we make excuses for individuals. But we need to change that scope and really allow boys to cry and to be sensitive and to help them understand the importance of really what a father role is. And they're going to learn that by watching a male, whether it's their father or father figure or somebody positive inside their life. Next slide, please. Fathers during pregnancy. So I'm going to show a quick video real quick. Liz, could you stop sharing for a second? Share.
Hello, my name is Wayman Hayes, Director here at Focus Hope of Early Learning and Development.
Hello, my name is Marcus Holmes, Fatherhood Outreach Worker here at Focus Hope Early Learning and Youth Development.
Today we watched a wonderful video called Toxic.
And what the movie detailed was just a woman being pregnant and the different things that she goes through while she's pregnant.
It really opened my eyes to the systemic racism that Black women face in the medical health industry, especially being pregnant women.
In the video, you see a wife going through pregnancy, the father that was really not supportive at all.
It opened up my eyes to how we could, raise some of those stress factors and really make it really harder than what it already is for the woman.
It was great just to see so many men, so many fathers being open and honest and having questions and supporting one another. This is something we need to see more of. It's something that we need to participate in because, hey, we're needed as fathers, we're needed as men in our community, and we need the support of not just other men, but our community as a whole.
The information that we receive is very important for the community to give them knowledge of how to support a significant other through the pregnancy, how it is so important to be there mentally.
The infant mortality rate is 3 times as high for Black women as there is for, their white counterparts. So this is a very important subject and topic to talk about. I have 3 grandchildren, but now I only have 2 grandchildren. Just this past weekend, my 5-month-old grandbaby, Kaylin, passed away from SIDS. You know, the statistics show that Black children from the ages from birth to 1 month are less likely to survive. And this is proof.
I mean, some steps that can be taken by Black men after this powerful discussion is just to be conscious and aware of the importance of being a father, the importance of being present during the whole pregnancy process. Because as motherhood is established, fatherhood is also established during pregnancy.
It starts with us. These are the uncomfortable conversations that need to be had once again, and we just need to get it out here and let these people hear what we're saying.
And hold each other responsible.
Exactly.
My God.
Let's do it.
So I hope everyone enjoyed the video. So, fathers during pregnancy. We have a Young Men in Motion group that we educate young men on the importance of supporting women during pregnancy. A lot of fathers, one question that we always ask, if mom going to labor right now, your significant other or child mother going to labor, what would you do? And the biggest thing that men always say, the most common response we hear from men is to go boil water. The next question, we're going to put the baby in the boiling water. And then we laugh, but the whole issue is that men have no idea of what to do. Men have no idea how to react. Men have no idea how to support. And in some cases, some women have no idea of what their needs are during that time. Some are beginning to go into womanhood and experiencing childbirth, and every child is different. But we have to have these conversations with each other. We encourage mothers to have these conversations with the father and significant others, and just to really talk about the things that each other need and how we can support one another during this whole process. But we do support men by giving them the knowledge and the tools that they need to know. Next slide, please. We encourage fathers to be a part, to go to the visits, but also to read stories and to be a part of the child whole educational aspect, academics. But at the beginning, we ask fathers to read the stories to the babies while they're while they're in mom's stomach. And if there's no father involved at all, we encourage grandfathers, if it's your daughter, to read a story to mom and also to the baby so they can hear their voice. We ask fathers to lay the baby on the chest after birth to get their skin to skin time after mom received hers. We have fathers to understand that the importance of being present after the child is born, because mom go through a lot after the childbirth, and there's some things these men just was not aware of. And then also supporting throughout the whole process of the child life. I heard one lady say in a panel interview that she didn't want to force the father to be involved, and she gave information to him about how he could be involved, send messages about the doctor visits, and gave him that choice. And that's true. And we try to educate men and help them understand the importance of them being present with them choices that mom do a lot, you to be a part of. Because relationship with the child is between the father and the child, not the child and the mother. It's good when two people can co-parent for the best interest of the child, but sometimes it just don't work. But the father still needs to be present, and the father also needs support. So these are ways here. You see some. We had a wonderful barbershop books idea where we partnered with several different barbershops to give some strategies out to any partners out here who are working with men. We put books in barbershops. We asked fathers to grab a book if they brought their child up, son up. We asked them to read a story to the child while they're waiting, or take a story and read to the child or your daughter. And we asked them to send a picture in of them reading to their child or a group of kids. And they sent pictures in, and we selected a winner of the best photo. And we advertised all men through our Facebook page for Focus Hope to give them acknowledgments of them being involved. We're not paying people to be involved, but we also encouraging them 2 ways to be involved. Next slide, please. Communication with fathers is the key. Programs, we have to do better by making programs father-friendly. Whether it's a 2-parent household or a single-parent household, we have to encourage fathers to be involved and participate. It has to be a father-friendly environment by showing fathers involved with the kids in pictures. Documentation have to have father information on. I heard someone say earlier as well, and I was peeped in through the panel interview about how you go to the doctor and they ask the mom information, you go enroll a child, and they looking at the woman like the father's not there at all. I mean, that happened to me. My son was sick. I met mom down at the hospital, and they said only one person can stay in. And they were looking at her and looking at me like I have to leave. And I'm looking like I pay for this insurance. I ain't leaving. How you gonna make me leave? I pay for the insurance and I pay the copay. So, and pay for the benefit. We'll pay for the prescription. But I eventually did leave, let mom go in. But it was just the whole point of like, you didn't acknowledge me at all as being a father and being a person there. So programs, we have to do better. We have to put materials out and show materials of fathers that are involved and engaged to encourage other fathers to be involved and to get engaged. So that's the responsibility of every program. And we have to make that a standard as well. And the only way we can do that is by changing within ourselves. Next slide, please. Fathers' effect on child academics. It's really important. Over the years, studies have shown positive father involvement is associated with child higher academics. When fathers are involved in kids' lives, we're not taking away a lot of successful males and females that made it through a single parent household, because a lot of mothers have been doing it alone. They've been working, going to school, feeding the kids. They've been doing it alone. But at the same time, data show when the father involved, kids do succeed at a higher rate. And also everybody should see, because it takes the stress off of mom, that she can still work and get stuff done. At the same time as it shows the child that you have 2 people involved, and only the mother and the father, but when you put the whole family involved, grandparents, grandmothers, everybody focus is on supporting their child academically, and also to ensure that child have a successful life. It helps the entire family. Next slide. Safe sleep is important as well. As we talked about earlier about the infant mortality rate, especially in the Black community, Black babies are dying at a higher rate. Women are dying at a high rate due to the fact of safe sleep practices, as well as you notice accidents that's been happening with kids not in car seats. And these are some of the things that we participate in our program, and also educate fathers on. Get in the car seat. We have community baby showers for fathers, because a lot of times that when the mom and the father's not together, we give all the products to mom, and then when it's time for father to get the kid, if it's not a decent relationship, she make him responsible to get the stuff on his own. But we have a baby shower and everything go to mom. Father receive anything. And then when it's time for them to pick up, we have fathers picking up the kids with no car seats. They have no place for the child to sleep. The child should not be sleeping in the bed with dad. So we give the father pack and play, show him how to put it up, how to help the baby sleep properly, lay the baby down, making sure there's nothing in the bed. But these are things that men are unaware of. As kids, a lot of us slept with our parents. And we notice family members that put babies in the bed. But these are practices that we have to stop. Ensuring kids have car seats, ensuring babies have strollers, ensuring babies have necessary essential needs that they have supposed to have. So we assist fathers in these processes by giving these out to them, but not only just giving it to them, but showing them the proper way to utilize them and how to make them work for them. Next slide, please. So this is my information here. So I saved the last 10 minutes for any questions and answers. Anybody have any questions and answers? I see one in the chat from Donna White. It's a community baby showers for men only. No, we invite the whole family out to participate, but all the materials and given out to the men is for the men. We do have community baby showers for women. We have breastfeeding clubs, as well as other socialization groups that we give women materials on a daily basis. But the community baby shower is essentially for the men when we focus on the men during that time. Do you have any more questions?
It looks like we have a question in the chat.
Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. Good morning. Okay. Do you think the voters turnout is low because they may not understand how laws or policies are created and passed? I agree, Kwame. I believe that it is low because individuals do not understand the importance of how things are turned out. So I think it's programs. A lot of federal programs or a lot of state programs don't get involved in that process a lot of times because they don't want to make it appear that individuals, you're swaying nobody either way. But I think it is important for programs to help the community participants or individuals they engage with to understand how laws are passed, not encourage them who to vote for and continue to say that, but at the same time of how things work in all levels, city, state, and federal. Is it important to be there the entire process of prenatal pregnancy? Yes, it is very important for men to be there the whole time. But I must continue to say, because a lot of our women are living in domestic violence situations, and it's not only physical, but it's also mental. If a man don't understand how to support you and he add more stress, you have to exit that for the best interest of your child. But if that man is supportive and they're listening and willing to learn and you can encourage him to participate, please, with all due, let him be involved, send him information. It's important for that man to be there. But if you can't, you have to exit that. Because a lot of times, my personal opinion that we tell women to make sure the men involved and force that when it's a toxic situation and we put women in bad situations. Is it important? It is a learning process to take effort and sacrifice outcomes. It is a sacrifice, but the outcome is beautiful. Everything that we do is a sacrifice for our kids, for our families, and for the ones we love. And they do turn out to a better outcome in a better situation for our kids and also for the community. I always tell individuals all the time that my kids in the community I live in, kids learn 15% from their families, if you look at the data. But the environment, they learn the other 85%. So if not only could I focus on my child, I got to focus on the kids that my kids are playing with. I got to ensure my kids going to the best schools in the community, and I have to be involved to ensure that my kids are getting everything they need. Because I have to plant the seed, not only in my child life, but also in the lives of the kids that's around my child as well. And I'm asking everybody to do that as well. You focus on your child, but also focus on the community and participate and ensure that we put the right people in offices that's going to represent our community, as well as give the right information to everyone that's needed. If you learn some information, share it with the next person. Do you have any more questions? How do everybody think the presentation went? Give me a thumbs up or something in the chat. Let me know, because I hate the live. I love the live thing, but I can't see nobody. I can't see the expressions. I'm sitting there talking about myself. I'm not getting on the chat. But put a happy face if you like the presentation, and put a sad face if it can be done something different. Donald asks, what's the best way you think organizations across the board can start to become more father-friendly and creating a father-friendly environment? By engaging fathers that's in their program now into practices, as well as creating materials, postings in their organization. Take pictures of fathers engaged, put them up, not just mothers, and all materials, have some materials with the family on there, or have some materials with fathers on there alone. I've seen diapers now, they put the father on there with the baby, making it more father friendly. There are ways that you really can, as an organization, step out there to ensure that your fathers are involved by the visual piece, and that's really showing, being intentional about how you're doing the work and being intentional of how you're going to hire men, get them involved, and intentional by doing other things as well. When you're having programs designed for men and women, be intentional by having some male interest in that program. Be intentional by having discussions that's tailored to men. Can you speak on meeting fathers on where they're at and study creating ideas? And that is so true. A lot of times we give people what we assume that they should have, but we focus on once an individual start talking, we want to tailor the conversation to where we want it to go. But we have to meet individuals when they're at. We have to really listen to what they're saying and take steps down to help bring individuals up. So we have to listen to what the father's saying, hearing what the concerns are for men. And we have to come back from what we assume people should know. And that's where we meet fathers where they at. And then we say, well, good fathers, number one, what is considered a good father? So a lot of times if a man feel that he was always taught that his job was to provide for the family. But if he are there, taking the kids to school, make sure the child eat, but run into a financial situation, do that not make him a good father? But he's present. But if he's taking care of the family by providing the money into the household and he not there at one time, then that make him a good father. So I think in every case, we just have to look at things different from that different individual and really support them to where they are at and give them the tools what they need to make it a balance. Because a lot of times people are off balance. And what a good father is and should be is off balance. No one really know. But to that child and to that father who's supporting their mother during pregnancy, she know what a good father is because she's saying what she needs. And we have to train fathers or educate fathers to really listen to what mom is saying. And also when the child is slipping up in school or need that love, we have to educate and train fathers and give them the tool to really hear what the child is saying, to be that presence. Thank you for the question, Carmen. Any other questions for the presentation? Well, I really thank everybody for their time. I thank the wonderful organization for inviting me in. Here's my information right here. If you need anything from me, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Thank you so much for participating. I got one last question. Is there a way everybody can define what a good father? I think it's up to the individual what the definition is to make them a good father. And every man should be responsible to be involved in their child life. You can't make no excuses at all. It's time to stop making excuses for men not knowing, because there are some programs there. It's information, it's YouTube. And the only thing we have to do is listen, number one, and be patient and be present. Listen, be patient, and be present during the time of childbirth and also rearing our kids. Thank you so much for your time.